This lesson is about evaluating expressions. We have learned that expressions have variables, and those variables can have infinite possible values. When you evaluate an expression, what you're doing is you're using the value that you're given to solve the expression. So in this case, I have the expression p minus 9 minus m plus q, and what I'm going to do is, instead of writing variables, I'm going to write a set of parentheses for each letter that I find, and everything else I'm just going to copy. I found a letter here, I'm going to write a set of parentheses there, plus another letter, another set of parentheses, and there are two parentheses here that I'm going to write as well. After I do that, I'm going to start replacing values. They are telling me that p is equal to 5. So instead of writing the letter p, I'm going to write the number 5 here. Then the letter m, they are telling me that m is equal to 4. So I'm going to replace that with the replacement value 4. They are telling me that q is equal to 3. And I'm going to replace that with a 3. Now I'm going to plot, because I'm doing this by hand, I am going to apply the order of operations. That states that groups are done first. So this is my group. I solve this part first. Everything else I copy. So I have here 5 minus 9 minus 4 plus 3 is 7. And I close my parentheses. Also remembering order of operation, this goes first, right? Sorry about that. Groups go first, so I'm going to do this group first. 9 minus 7, which is equal to 2. Everything else I copy. And 5 minus 2 is 3. This is if you're evaluating the expression by hand. But remember that you have access to the calculator as well. When you're going to do this with the calculator, I recommend that you write it down first. So let's take a look at this other expression. We're going to use the calculator finally to solve it. But first we're going to rewrite the expression so we know what we're going to use, what we're going to input in the calculator. We're going to do this one first, so I'm going to do the same system. I'm going to copy everything except for my letters. Whenever I see a letter, I'm going to make a set of parentheses, and I'm going to continue copying everything else. I'm also going to copy the parentheses that are there originally. Now I'm going to do my replacement values. I'm going to color code it so you see that h is equal to 6. There's an h here. So that is going to be a number 6 right here. And then j is equal to 4. So if j is 4 and I see a j here, I'm going to write a number 4 there. Now that I have this, I am going to input this information in the calculator, and I'm going to be very precise. If I see a parenthesis, I'm going to use that parenthesis. 6 plus parenthesis 6, close my parenthesis, squared is this one here, minus parenthesis 4, parenthesis again. Notice there are two sets here, divided by 2, and that is going to give me 19. You can just use your calculator to do this, but you have to be very careful that you're replacing using sets of parentheses. This is equal to 19. If I were to do this by hand, it would take me a longer time, but it can be done. If I were to do it by hand, I would have to start with the exponent. So this will be 6 plus 36 minus 4 divided by 2. Then grouping goes first. In the group I have an addition first, but I only have addition and subtraction, so I can just go left to right. So 6 plus 36 is 42 minus 4. 42 minus 4 is 38. Oh, I have my calculator. I don't have to think. That's 38, so I was right, 38. Divided by 2. Mistake. Let's go again, 38 divided by 2, and that gives me the same 19. So as you can see, I can use the calculator or I can do it by hand, but whether I'm using the calculator or not, it's important that I rewrite my expression. I'm going to clear this one, and I'm going to just solve this one here. First, I copy my numbers. Whenever I see a variable, I put a set of parentheses, minus parentheses squared. Then I replace k is equal to 3, h is equal to 2, and all I have to do is put this in the calculator. I'm going to clear everything. 12 parentheses 3 parentheses minus 2, oopsie, squared with this one, and here is your result. Let's take a look at this one. Same situation. I have some letters, and this time I'm not going to write it down. I'm going to go directly to the calculator. Maybe you can try that as well. Instead of the letter P, each time I find a letter, I'm going to put a set of parentheses there. So this is my set of parentheses. I copy minus, I copy the open parentheses, the number 9, the minus, the next parenthesis. Instead of the letter M, set of parentheses, plus instead of the letter Q, set of parentheses, and then I copy the two parentheses that are already there, and now I start replacing my values. So P, according to this problem, P is equal to 5. I'm going to put my 5 there. It says that M is equal to 4, so instead of the M, I'm going to put my number 4, and Q is equal to 3, and this is my result. So all of this, the result of that when I evaluate this expression is 3. You can do it first in paper and then in the calculator. You can try directly in the calculator. Just always make sure that what you have here looks exactly the same way as this does, except for the letters. So this was today's lesson. We're going to practice more with the calculator next class, and then we will move on to something else.